Good morning, our people. Welcome to the program. We are so happy to have you as usual. We know our usual fans that are always, should I say, our usual stakeholders. You're not even fans because you are
Yes.
part of what we are doing.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you guys for joining us once again. As usual, we want to encourage you to share, like, hit the notification buttons, all those fancy stuff that is being done online in order for them to allow this video to be seen by our people. One person was telling me the other day that you have to be hitting that like sign over and over again to counteract whatever they are putting behind the scene in their algorithm. So you all know how this thing work. All I want to do is for my people to get the right message so we can make the right moves. So, I don't know all the social media kind of thing. Left to me, I wouldn't be here to tell you the truth. So whatever you can do to help us to like, to share, to disseminate this information, please help us. The stakeholders help us. We are all in this together. If we can deliver our people, we'll all be happy. We can go to bed and sleep well at night and not worry about the mayhem that is coming, especially when you are trying to defend yourself and somebody is shooting you from a helicopter. And they don't know, oh, it's the terrorists, no, it's the government, is this one, is this one. My people are there getting PVCs. I pray that your PVC is copper charged, though, so that when they shoot you, it will return back to sender. But if it's plastic, that means you will be going to see your maker before you know it. So whatever that is blocking your eyes, your nose, your ears for you not to see this looming danger, I don't know what to tell you guys. What I know for sure is that I have already, Sister, you're going on vacation when all mayhem comes down,
Hey,
missing you in front of, I will pay for your
hey.
vacation so you can go and put cucumber in your eyes and rest
Yep,
while
yep.
others will be bleeding, because you have done a marvelous job to warn, to educate, to send the information out there. And if they don't want to hear, my dear, there is nothing we can do. Anyway, today is July the 18th. My name is Mona Jim Saga, so let me allow my sister to introduce herself.
Thank you, Sister Mona. Thank you. We're in this together, working hard and praying that God will bless the work of our hands, like He promised He would. Thank you so much, our viewers. We appreciate you. Every day you come here, you come on time, sharing, liking. Thank you so much. So please, like my sister said, hit all those like button, hit it severally so that to help our people to see this video and get the message. You're saving somebody's life. You're saving somebody's life because information is key. Information is power. When you get the right information, you know what to do. So please, we appreciate you. Subscribe, hit the notification button for those at YouTube. Thank you so much. My name is Dr. Epi Simon Okube. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. So we will give you a word of encouragement as you're sharing, liking, following, everything that you need to do. Let's give you a word of encouragement. Sometimes God allows those you thought would help you to be taken away from you. When that happens, please do not be discouraged. It often means that God has deposited certain qualities and strength within you, waiting to be discovered. So, in times of adversity, please look inwards. You may realize that you already have what you are looking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister. Yep. You may realize that you have already what you're looking for. And it's always the truth, right? Because when you're backed up to the wall, except if you live in Nigeria, that's the only people that that don't follow the rules of the law, the rules of the universe. When their killers are coming with their knife, they are singing hallelujah and having a midweek praising service, right? That's the way they roll. Every common sense person will know that that place is looming. Danger is coming. And my people refuse to see it. They are lying to themselves. They are pretending like nothing is happening. They are thinking they can pray it away. They are thinking they can pretend their way out of it. Ah, we can only pray for you guys. All right, before we take off today, Today is actually, this weekend is a celebration weekend here in America. Is the Juneteenth. I don't know if some of you know what it's all about. Like my sister AP said, we are in the same struggle. It's the same bondage holding us one way or the other, in one nation or the other. So I'm going to read an excerpt from Forbes magazine. We like to give credit, unlike some people that like to go on air, steal other people's work and give it to themselves and pretend like they know it all versus giving credit to where they got the information. So this is an essay from Forbes magazine. It says, during the height of racial reckoning last year, the U.S. Congress declared Juneteenth a federal holiday. Juneteenth commemorates the freedom of enslaved people in Galveston Bay, Texas on June 19, 1865. Their freedom, like most Black people in the United States, was contingent. As the Civil War came to an end, arriving Union troops enforced the Emancipation Proclamation, which had been signed nearly 2.5 years before by Abraham Lincoln. While Congress recently designated Juneteenth an official holiday, the meaning of Juneteenth for Black people has been a lived reality for 156 years of freedom without safety. Whether this is whether this new holiday will inspire Americans to take it upon themselves to understand the past, to confront present day systemic anti Blackness remains to be seen. The question that loomed after the end of slavery remains as relevant today. Is it possible to be Black and safe in the United States? Is it possible to be Black and safe even in Africa? For Black communities, Juneteenth has served as a touchstone to reflect on the enslavement and exploitation of Black people while bearing witness to the ongoing struggle and suffering for full participation in American society. The day challenges the comforting national narrative of making of the first modern democracy through principled political independence from British Empire. For most Americans, July 4th is an occasion to celebrate the making of a new nation while conveniently overlooking the centrality of slavery in its founding documents, the wealth of its founders, and the economic development of the country. Juneteenth replaces this willful amnesia with the true horror of national memory. Whereas July 4th is an occasion to celebrate democracy not enjoyed by women, Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, Juneteenth commemorates a travesty that should never have occurred, which is the slavery. In the name of civilization, religion, and commerce, Black bodies were exploited, brutalized, raped, and cast off as things. This system of dehumanization was never a crime against humanity because Black people were not considered fully human. Instead, slavery was a method to build a country, enrich certain people, endow universities and churches, and establish white supremacy as a condition as natural as Black subordination. So we have to today join our brothers and sisters here who is marking this day. Like if you heard previously that I mentioned that they did not know that slavery ended 2.5 years before it was enforced. And the struggle is still real. The funny thing is that they are not just holding them down here, they're also holding us back in Africa, right? Because they're decision makers. That's where everywhere you go, you hear American interest, British interest, as if other people's interest doesn't count. So we there's lots of work to be done, and that's why we're asking our people to wake up. We can no longer be in elementary school. We can no longer be acting like a Boy Scout when we are men and women. We have to do better. So back to our topic: a heritage of destruction. A heritage of destruction. So this actually we are trying to attribute this to the things that have happened in Bible in Genesis 21, chapter 21, verse 10. It says that when Sarah saw that the son Hagar, the Egyptian, had born to Abraham was mocking her son, she said to Abraham, expel the slave woman and her son, for the slave woman's son will never share inheritance with my son Isaac. I don't know if this make any sense to any of our people. but we know what Ishmael has done and what Ishmael is still doing. So, from the look of current situation, it appeared to me that Abraham chased that Ishmael only to the backyard because Mr. Ishmael is back here with vengeance. The son of the bond servant is not just mocking us now, but the son has positioned himself to take over our inheritance while we watch. However, we must give credit to the mother who saw the danger and alerted the man of the house. The wisdom of a mother can never be underestimated. To a mother, it is her first child. The life and success of her children supersede every other desire. She understands that she had to save the land before she began to talk about making money, building up infrastructures, and secure people's life before speaking of career and prosperity. According to former Emir of Kaduna of Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, I think, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, 87% of poverty in Nigeria is in the north. Millions of northern children are out of school. 9 states in the north contribute 50% of the malnutrition in Nigeria. Regarding the incidence of poverty, Sanusi said that northwest is 80%, northeast is 80%, and southwest is 20%. He said that the poorest part of Nigeria is the Muslim part. Mhm. Another state that introduced Sharia law in 1999 produced just 24 children with 5 credits in 2007 WAEC exam. Wow. Illiteracy, malnutrition, drugs, insecurity, and children roaming the streets define the Sharia Muslim north of Nigeria today. What then does the Caliphate North or the northern leaders and elite have to offer Nigeria, right? They have all the resources, they are given all the resources, they have the power, and look at the numbers. Remember, you cannot give what you don't have. It is a case that a healer should heal himself first before trying to heal others. Anywhere they go, the land is cursed because of them. Vegetations turn into desertification. Rainfall becomes drought. Joy turns into mourning. Laughter becomes sadness. There is a heritage of death and destruction, while ours is a heritage of life and blessing. Everywhere we go, something change. We come with a suitcase, we build a mansion. It took the wickedness of Britain through a certain mean-spirited Lord Lugard to lock together good and evil in the mass wedding of 1916 that they called Nigeria. Therefore, what God has not put together, let every man reject. What did I say? Therefore, what God has not put together, let every man reject. We have told you guys time and time on this show that Nigeria is just an enterprise. We were put together for easement of management. And people are still running helter skelter, doing all manner of stuff, claiming to be Nigerians when you are only considered a commodity. Or should I say merchandise? Which one? I'm not even going to know. Wow. And we're saying enough of this. If you allow this election, this your PVC to go through, to go through, my goodness, for 4 years, you better dig a ground where you should bury yourself. That's all I'm saying. So I'm going to allow my sister to add to the topic while I pull up the first video of the day.
Thank you, my sister. Yep, it's our responsibility to say no to slavery, to say no to bondage. We will not sit down begging God to come down and take out the bondwoman and his children and her children. It is our responsibility to get a way. There is a way already on the table. It is our responsibility to embrace it and make sure the bondwoman does not continue to enslave us. The bondwoman and her children, they do not continue to enslave and kill us. If it's only enslaved self, because for years they have enslaved us and we are managing. We have been like the toad in hot water that they're increasing the temperature gradually. When they increase it small, we change. When they increase it small, we adapt. We've been adapting. Where we are now is the point of death. because they want us out of the land. They believe the land belongs to them and we should get out of it. Though they are meant to kill us, kidnap us, do everything possible to make sure we get out of that land. It's our responsibility not to allow it. So I want to play this video to you for you to understand when it started. It didn't just start today. It's been long, and we have been enduring it. And we mothers are saying, no more. Abraham, send your concubine and Pekin out of our land. Enough is enough. Please go ahead, my sister.
Whole wealth was extracted in order to build the developed world. The way earthly things are going, anything can happen. Mr. Secretary, there is so much trouble in the world. Excellencies, there is so much trouble in the world. Heads of government, there is so much trouble in the world. Heads of state, there is so much trouble in the world. I've chosen the language of Bob Marley this morning, not because I'm an apostle of Bob, as you probably have realized by now, but also because he reminds us of the day-to-day reality of our people and of our citizens. And we have come to Los Angeles hopeful that we're not just going to engage in speeches, or we're not just going to engage in platitudes, but we go home to make a difference to people at perhaps the most difficult time this world has seen in 100 years. We have 3 global crises, and any one is sufficient to bring us down. The climate crisis hurts from you here in California in fires, to us in the Caribbean through the heart attack of hurricanes, and the chronic NCDs of water crises and droughts, or floods, depending on where you go. We fight the pandemic. And even as we talk about the pandemic, we need to start to qualify it, because we fight the COVID pandemic without realizing that the slow onset pandemic of antimicrobial resistance is already upon us, being fueled further by how we farm, how we treat each other with the abuse of antibiotics, and how we literally allow those things to flow into our environment and contaminate our water system. And as if that was not enough, we now fight the prices of food and fuel and fertilizer, knowing full well that the only destination thereafter is going to be a debt crisis and an economic crisis if we do not intervene to break the slide. My friends, how much more evidence do we need? You see men sailing on the ego trip, blast off on their spaceship, million miles from reality. No care for you, no care for me. If I could have sung it, you would have joined me. But I don't need you to join me in the words of this song. I need you to join us in the chorus of action that our people need, not want. Our people need immediate intervention. 6-week crops and 12-week crops is what is going to feed our people. We need to be able to shield them from the price of fertilizer that is making their efforts almost impossible. We need equally to recognize, as you heard Prime Minister Brown and Prime Minister Davis say already this morning, that the debt crisis is already among many developing countries. We simply do not have the fiscal space to respond to crises not spawned by ourselves, but spawned by others. And we are facing a double jeopardy. Our countries were those from whom wealth was extracted in order to build the developed world.
Yep.
Our countries were left at independence with no compact, no money to finance basic rights of housing and healthcare and education. And when we fought to do it, Now we find ourselves having those efforts crowded out, literally, by our inability to be able to.
Thank you, my sister. Are we done with this?
Yes.
Face and find.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's almost done.
She said, how much more evidence do we need, my people? What else do you need to see? What else do you need to hear? Before you know that what we need is a chorus of action that our people need. Because it's not all action that is action. You carry plastic and be dancing up and down, singing as if you're demented. When they told you that AK-47 is upon your door. The chorus of action that our people need, not cosmetic approach. Not doing things that you know that will not work, because we are in their danger. We're in danger. We, like, our children are about to be exterminated. It's a mark of irresponsibility for you to hear and see danger coming for you and your children, especially your children, and you're dancing, singing and dancing. It's unbelievable. Upon all this that she said, ours, those of us living in Nigeria, is double jeopardy. Why? Because there's death threat from terrorists already in our land. They are not outside. They're already in our land, in the bushes, in the forest, waiting to hear move.
And they have access to helicopters.
And now they have access to helicopters. We heard that Britain trained some of them in the name of training Nigerian pilots. Now they will do things and say, oh, it was a mistake. Oh, we didn't know. We don't know who did it. Hey, we don't know who entered our airspace and started shooting the citizens. Yet we have Air Force. Yet we have military. We have all the things that a nation should have. But we don't know how somebody strolled in with a helicopter and killed 60 citizens and killed people in Northeast, killed people in Northwest. And people are
and nobody's talking about it. Sister, if you could hurry up, I need to go get my PVC. Nobody's talking about it.
It's so terrible. These people believe that the land you live upon belongs to them, and are coming to take it. We can no longer engage in speeches. We need immediate intervention. 2023 is too far. Do you know how many days, how many weeks, how many months to 2023? When you will now swear the so-called person that you want to swear in, and the person will be gagged because the person will not be allowed to do anything for another 4 years. You think he's still here speaking when all that will happen? We need an immediate intervention. Where we are is not urgency, it's emergency. We are already in ICU. And we're going to die if we don't do the right thing. I didn't say if we don't take action, because they have different type of action. Eating is action. Drinking is action. People sitting in beer parlor discussing what they don't know anything about, as if they know it. It's also action. But you know what? That's not the action we need. There is an appropriate action for the danger that we are in. And that proposal is on the table. It's for human beings like you and I to embrace it and run with it. I want to play another video for you, because what we do here, most of the things we say, they are not new to us. People said it before us. We are only here to re-echo and then explain it better to you. So this video that we're going to play, ours has been a generational trauma. From generation to generation, we have been traumatized. The indigenous peoples,
terrible,
trapped in Nigeria, and an entire Black people all over the world. It has been generational trauma. If it's not First World War, it will be Second World War. And then it will be one epidemic. It will be one thing or the other. It has been generational trauma. Deliberate underdevelopment, because we do have the resources to develop our land. but deliberately we are kept to be underdeveloped. Since in the 1930s, youths have been protesting against corruption, injustice, and bad governance, and nothing has changed. Over 70
And nothing will change.
and nothing will change because we have refused to do the right thing. Let's watch this video so that you understand where we're coming from. For those of you that want to think.
As a free state in 20th century Africa is the need to revive the stature of man in Africa and restore the dignity of man in the world. Nigerians believe passionately in the fundamental human rights. We regard all races of the human family as equal. Under no circumstance shall we accept the idea that the black race is inferior to any other race.
1960, Nigerian independence.
When Nigeria achieved independence from British colonial rule on the 1st of October 1960, the prospect appeared promising and expectations for the future of the new country were high. Buoyed largely by the discovery of commercial quantities of petroleum in the south, the potential for economic growth was great. But by 1970, the stability of the country was greatly damaged by a decade of corruption, economic underdevelopment, regionalism, and military coups, culminating in a 2.5-year war that saw the deaths of over 2 million people. This project consists of 4 separate videos that look at the events that almost led to the destruction of Nigeria. In the first video, we'll look at how it all began.
You want to know something that's just nuts? Over the last 2 years, the US has printed nearly 80%.
Sorry guys, let me fast forward this. It's so funny how they want to play an ad in between videos.
The British laid the borders of modern-day Nigeria in 1914 when the government, under Sir Frederick Lugard, amalgamated its Islamic Northern and Christianized Southern Protectorate to form a unified colonial state. Thereupon, the people within this border were known to the world as Nigerians, but in reality, this name meant little to most of the indigenous people whose lives continued to be primarily centered on local communities that existed for hundreds and thousands of years. The first 3 decades of the 20th century saw the establishment of the British colonial administration in Nigeria. Along with it came transformations to the Nigerian economy and societies. But while the colonial system brought some material benefits to the country, it also alienated and frustrated most Nigerians who felt exploited and believed that the government had eroded culture and tradition. In the early 1920s, some European-educated Nigerians began to push for greater control over their governance. At the forefront was this man, Sir Albert Macaulay, a civil engineer turned journalist who organized protests in Lagos and other parts of Nigeria, indicating a strong antagonism towards colonial rule. These events resulted in the Clifford Constitution of 1923, which allowed more Nigerians in the newly formed Legislative Council. The 1930s saw the emergence of a new generation of anti-colonial activists calling for a greater involvement of Nigerians in governance. Led by charismatic visionaries and dominated by the ever-growing class of European-educated Nigerians, these new nationalist movements placed increasing pressures on the colonial government for an end to colonial rule. With the highest concentration of Western-educated Nigerians at that time, Lagos, the colonial capital, was the nucleus of this movement. Before the 1930s, Macaulay and his Nigerian National Democratic Party had dominated the political spectrum in Lagos. But in the early 30s, this new generation of intellectuals would form an organization that would challenge Macaulay's control. This organization was known as the Lagos Youth Movement, which later became the Nigerian Youth Movement in 1934. It began as a body that demanded quality educations for Nigerians, but in the space of 4 years became the most powerful nationalist movement in the country. By 1938, the Nigerian Youth Movement had spread beyond Lagos to many parts of Nigeria, having a combined membership of over 10,000. In 1945, Nigerian workers struck for 37 days over the increase in the cost of living, shutting down postal, railway, and telegraph services around the country in the process. A new organization, the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC, was an active participant in the strike. The strike ended when the colonial government met the demands of the workers, but this new organization will become a force in the nationalist struggle for Nigerian unity and self-governance. Its leader, Nnamdi Azikiwe, was the most influential Nigerian nationalist that emerged in the 30s. His great sense of solidarity took him to the leadership of the Nigerian youth movement. But in 1941, Azikiwe will leave the Nigerian youth movement over a dispute concerning a legislative election he felt was marred by ethnic rivalry. He left along.
All right, I'm going to post the rest of this video here on our Facebook page. Go ahead, Sister.
Did you put here 1923? From 1923 till now, is it not the same thing happening that was happening then that is happening now? Our grandfathers fought this war, protested, did a Nigerian youth movement, agitation groups. Since that time till today, we are still doing what they did that didn't work. For how many years? What our great grandfather did, what our great grandfathers did that didn't work, we are still doing them today in 21st century. Why have we been going in circles as if there's no knowledge for us to tap from? Doing things the same way our fathers did them 70 years ago. No wonder we have stunted growth. We are not growing. Now they have Emir of Lagos, Muhammad Abubakar Bam Bado or whatever. Imo State, they get Emir. Evil is spreading. This evil spreads poverty, hardship, and wickedness. Everywhere it goes. It's spreading. And our people think it's PVC that will deliver them. It's unbelievable. This video we are going to play is in Hausa, but we'll transcribe it in English. It's just for you to, while we're playing it, for those that will understand Hausa, to understand what the man is saying. Because if we tell you what he said, we might not show the emotion he's using to say it. So we will transcribe it and tell you what he said, but please listen to him and hear what he's saying. Because we are telling people that this thing was brought upon us. It was planned. It's a strategy. It's a multi-dimensional strategy to exterminate us. There are a lot of people planning this thing. It's not just a direct thing that you see, oh, Fulanis are carrying stick inside bush. No, it's not as simple as that. It's deeper. Listen to this man. Please, go ahead. It's a short video, but I will transcribe.
Ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine ma Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin bahilla ce saniya aka san shi da ita sai noma saniya ba ta haifa bindiga AK 47 bahilla ce bai da makera da zai kera bindiga AK 47 gwamnati ke turowa har muka samu mu kuma wallahi dalilin da yasa billahi allazi.
He says, I swear to Almighty God that the government is the one arming us. And honestly, when like a Fulani, everyday Fulani man says, I swear to God Almighty, he's being sincere. He's just saying what he knows. He doesn't, the thing is complicated. He doesn't understand it. And he said, I swear to God Almighty that the government is the one arming us. We Fulani don't know guns. We only know cows and how to rear cows. I swear to God, we just sat down and we were supplied AK-47 by the government. I am not afraid to say the truth. You see, that's why when we come here, we tell you people that we are not really like against like trying to look for Fulani, for those that are going to Southeast and look for a poor woman with the children and shoot them and say you are looking for Fulanis. That's not what we are talking about. The system put in place by caliphates. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the system put in place by Britain. That's what we're talking about, not the everyday people that are running up and down looking for what to eat. The system they put in place affecting all of us. We are all victims of Nigeria. We are victims of British one Nigeria. We are all victims of that evil, that crime against humanity. That is what we're talking about. And they're coming to kill you because they will join our heads together, and it didn't start now. It has been on till now.
Yeah, the same thing happening to African Americans here, right? They don't have money, they don't have this thing, but whenever you go to their neighborhood, they have enough guns to kill each other every day.
It's the same thing. I heard one man was talking about how they just came out to the protest, and before you know it, people started burning things. That it was not part of the plan. People infiltrated their normal protest, the protest that Black Americans just wanted to do to show their grievance. People infiltrated it and began to burn things and destroy things, and then they begin to arrest the Black boys. It's the same strategy.
The same people doing it. The same people.
Can't you see it? This video is another video that will show our people how long we have been discussing this thing. Doing the wrong thing.
Praying for one Nigeria.
Praying for one Nigeria.
Living in one Nigeria.
When we told you that one Nigeria is not for you. It is a company, it's a business enterprise set up to steal your resources. There's too much trouble, and they're arming people, foreigners, terrorists, to come and kill us off and grab our land.
And they now have access to helicopter, y'all.
That's the new one. They now have access to helicopter. You see, the genocide that is going on in northern Nigeria is orchestrated. It happened in Syria. It happened in Iraq. It is not new. Genocide is not only about killing you, but taking away your identity, removing your foundation, your culture, your church and religion. It did not start now. Since the jihad of 1804 and even slave rates before then in Middle Belt, they made ethnic nationalities to be fighting themselves, clashing. That is the yoke of the Fulanis, yoke of the caliphate, the Fulani elites. Initially, they assumed the name Hausa Fulani as a camouflage because they had conquered Hausas already.
Yep.
Then they made the indigens, even when they convert the indigens in Middle Belt, Northeast, Northwest to Islam, they make them second class and third class Muslims. They are not at the same level because they believe that we are not born at the same.
Mm-hmm.
Then they began to assimilate them, introduced over 40 emirates, and replaced their progressive way of life with retrogressive feudalism. They dominated and conquered them. All these people you're seeing, Adamawa, Bauchi, Nupe, Tiv, Dengi, Ilorin, Nasarawa, all, it did not start now. It did not start now. They've been making to have inter-ethnic clashes, blood revolts, and social re-engineering, even before their partners in crime, Britain, the colonialists, before they arrived. These things have been going on. So why can't we change in this modern day? Can't we change this slavery today and liberate our people? Africans should be allowed to decide their destiny in 21st century. That includes Nigerians, the indigenous peoples of Nigeria. We have the rights to decide our destiny. This is Archbishop Idahosa. He died March 12, 1998. If you listen, we are not going to play this video to the end because he's there still talking about one Nigeria that he wants to build. He wants to build a new Nigeria. He tried,
And he died, and his one Nigeria is still on fire.
and it's still on fire. It's even worse than when he was dead. This is a message to
men of God at work.
Exactly. This is a message to our confused so-called church leaders of today. Still repeating what was said 25 years ago. Can't you see? Can't you see that you need to do things differently? We are bleeding because we have failed to recognize the real issues. We are lying to ourselves, deceiving ourselves, praying as if God is deaf and dumb. The God we serve is not deaf and dumb. He answers like this. I don't know about you. When I call on him, he answers me like this instantly. Why is it that for over 70 years we are praying the same kind of prayer and it's as if your God is not answering? Are you worshiping Baal? It might not be God that you're serving.
The God is in the latrine.
Yes.
The toilet. He's constipated.
Go ahead and let's see if little we can play.
We blamed ourselves enough. We complained enough. We cried enough. We fought ourselves enough. We've hated ourselves enough. It's time to do what the Bible says. In the book of Nehemiah, chapter 2, the prophet Nehemiah cried to the people of his days. He said in verse 18, Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 18, "Then I told them of the hand of God which was upon me, as also the king's word that he has spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for his good work. It has come to a time that I have told God I will no more be one of the complainers, but a part of the solution. And I'm calling on every Nigerian here today, and wherever the sound of my voice may be heard, it's time for us to do what Prophet Nehemiah is saying here. Come together as a people. Come, let's build a new Barai nation. I never forget one stanza in our former national anthem, where the composer said, a nation. If we all want to look at it, Nigeria will find nothing good. I do not know any other country in Africa that's as big as ours, that's as populated.
My dear, he's part of the plan to distract our people, make it sound like something is happening. We are doing the work of God. God is doing our work, only for us to run in circles. Look at all the armies surrounding him. Look at how he got all the protection. No wonder he loves Nigeria. It's working for him. He's being, treated as if he's God. So why wouldn't you want your temple to stand?
This is 25 years ago.
25
years ago.
And our people are doing the same thing, brothers and sisters, fathers.
Saying the same thing, quoting the same scripture 25 years after. Things have even gone from bad to worse. Does that not show that we are not doing the right thing? If you are repeating the same thing for over 25 years and things are getting worse, it does not call for you to do something different. That's all we're saying. We're not here to mock men of God. We are only calling your attention to understand that there is a multi-dimensional strategy against you, against your destiny. They use religion to distract you. We are not saying you should not worship God, but the type of worship of God where you are not adding logic to what you're doing. You have stomach ache. You're rubbing balm on your ankle. That stop your stomach ache. You have heart attack. You're drinking paracetamol for headache. My people, our people, please listen to us. There is a strategy on the table to deliver us today. We have ignored that strategy for over 20 years, and things are going from bad to worse. We have done every other thing that we shouldn't do. The only one thing that we should do, we have refused to do it. How do you think there will be change that you want? What you're going into is change, not change. This is one of the people that helped to tie you in British Caliphate chain, Obasanjo. This man, people have prayed and cursed him, but instead of dying, he's growing fatter and fresher.
Writing books.
Have you not seen that cursing is not the way? You have cursed Babangida. Oh, Babangida this, Babangida. One leader will come, you curse them. The next one will come, you curse this Buhari that you're cursing now. By the time the next one will come again, you curse him more than the one you cursed Buhari. Why are you doing the same thing, expecting a result? Is it madness? Of course, they say it's madness.
It
Doing
is.
the same thing and expecting a different result is madness. This is Obasanjo. That there are people that in this Nigeria, they call Obasanjo boys and girls. He trained a lot of criminals and spread all over.
With our money.
Our money, so that even when he retires, they should still be bringing part of the loot to him, even after his death. Listen to what he said about one of your presidential candidates, Atiku Abubakar. For those of you that do not know your left from your right, you think it's getting another person to drive a vehicle without engine. That's what you need. Listen to him.
Yeah, I have no personal issue with Atiku, but if I then, with what I know about Atiku, which you can read in my book.
Okay, read the book. Are you a member of his family?
With what I know about Atiku, if I have put Atiku forward, God will not have forgiven me.
Okay.
And they keep laughing. I don't know what is wrong with Nigerians that when somebody is saying something serious, they'll be laughing. This man is telling you that if, with what he knows about Atiku, that if he brings him forward, that God will not forgive him. This is the man that you people are running behind. This is the man that your leader collected money from. Say signed, delivered, and everything. Why are we doing the same thing? Why are we being so reckless? These mercantile, religious, and traditional leaders and their wicked political class have dribbled us for years, sold all sorts of dummies to us as leaders. But you know what? We are the ones buying it. If somebody sells something to you that you know will kill you, it's your responsibility to say, I'm not buying.
Hello.
Something different. In the name of one Nigeria, we have allowed ourselves to be merged with a cursed people. People whose assignment on earth is to kill, steal, and destroy. How long are we going to do the same thing and expect a different result? Let's watch what our brother is saying. Listen to him. He's a lawyer, so he should know.
Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool. Line 20 Daily Faro to me up and ask them to become president of Nigeria. 20 of me, 20. Multiply their brain power by 10, factor of 10, and then force them to operate the 1999 Constitution with the governance system that is enshrined in it. We shall fail spectacularly. The problem of Nigeria can never be resolved by personnel changes. The system is designed with impunity undergirding it, and it can never deliver anything positive to the Nigerian peoples. Be those Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Fulani, whatever they care to be. Make an Igbo man president of Nigeria in 2023 and force him to operate the 1999 Constitution. Complete waste of time. Indigbo will continue to suffer the brunt of the wickedness of the Nigerian state. Every Nigerian is rendered stateless by the 1999 Constitution. It is an iniquitous, wicked, and evil document He has nothing good for the Nigerian people. And the longer we continue to fool ourselves believing, and let me enter one quick caveat. Our rulers are actually very intelligent when they care to be, especially when it comes to their own preservation. And I know as a fact that they're already making noises about restructuring in Abuja, the Mace Snatcher and the Lawan and that one that calls himself Baja. All of them are sat there running helter-skelter, coupling together some lies that they intend to sell to us as constitutional, what do they call it, amendment. Let's be clear. You cannot continue to build on top of lies. You can't sustain that lie. And as long as justice is missing in a place, you continue to have strife. We need to tell ourselves the truth, and that truth is that the closest we can come to normalcy in Nigeria is to have a return to the original agreements that founded this country. Those agreements are very clear in their fundamentals. One of them, federal system. Nigeria is today not a federal system. Let's stop lying to ourselves. The word federal was brought to life by the American election. Each state has its own electoral body because it is essentially a country within a larger country. That was what our fathers agreed. Nobody agreed a situation where a clueless man will sit down inside a rock and begin to issue edicts and dictats to every other person. Nobody signed on for that in 1960. All the constitutional conferences, beginning from 1948 all the way to the 1951, all the way to 1960, each and every one of them was very clear and unambiguous. Nigeria was meant to be a federal system based on parliamentary democracy. It wasn't by accident that our fathers settled on them on parliamentary democracy. They wanted to make democracy as close to the people as it could be. So it simply meant that if you're a parliamentarian, you knew your people knew you. It was the aggregation of the parliamentarians that determined who became the prime minister, and they were also the ones at the regional level who determined who became the premier. So democracy was devolved. It was easier for the people to become involved. What we have today is not a democracy. What we have today is not a federation. We've just become a nation of liars who readily accept every lie that we are told.
Let me replay the beginning of this thing one more time.
Any Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool. Any Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool. Any Nigerian who is still hanging around waiting for 2023 to change Nigeria is a fool.
A fool indeed.
And a fool at 40 is a fool forever. We do not need to wait. We have told you, it's not only that they carried us and merged with people that do not want to go forward. People that their natural default is going with back. They did not just do that, they also brought their management system, feudalism. They brought their management system and their management style and manual, which is the 1999 Constitution, and gave to us for it to be the way for us to organize our lives. Knowing full well that it will destroy our destiny. And these people will tell you, anything they touch and anywhere they go to gets destroyed. Theirs is a heritage of destruction. Check now, from northeast, from northwest, all these people, all these places were viable before, had vegetation before. All of a sudden, it has become a poor environment. Deserts everywhere. Anywhere they pass through, destruction, destruction. As if there's a cause following them, and I believe there's a cause following them. You now unite yourself with them. It's not just that you united yourself, you allow them to be leading you, to be organizing elections for you, to be in charge of your military, to be in charge of your air force, to be in charge of everything that you do. Are you serious? Are you a serious human being? What is the hope for the Nigerian youth? Is it to run around with PVC until all of them are consumed? Is that your destiny? Why is it that you always do the wrong thing? We warned you when you are going for EndSARS. We were on this platform. We told you it is not EndSARS. It's End 1999 Constitution. You went there, they killed you. You came back, you cried. Even if you don't, I don't even understand.
And the beat goes on.
Goes on. Now you see them with so much energy dancing. PVC, PVC, PVC. Why is it, even if you went to school and you do not learn anything from the school you went to, don't you have common sense? Don't you have common sense? Who are the people leading these people? Because I know somebody must be leading these youths. Why is it that these people that lead them do not have common sense?
Either they can sing, or as long as you can sing and you wear your baggy pants and your pants is not on your waist, and you wear your American hat and you're going like this with Gucci sunshade, you're automatically a leader. They will put you out there to lead our young ones.
We have told you that the PVC is a way to legitimize the caliphate imposed 1999 military decree, baptized as constitution. We can do better, people. Chile did it. South Africa did it. They recognized, their own was for 80 years. They recognized that the constitution they had, that had led them for 80 years, was apartheid constitution, that it was not made by the people, was made by the invaders. They pulled it down. The same thing happened in 2020, Chile. Their constitution was military imposed. They sat on the road the way people are singing. Instead of them singing for PVC, they sat on the road demanding the pulling down of that constitution and going into transition. This noise you're making, this dance you're dancing, if you were applying all this energy towards pulling down the 1999 constitution, instead of waiting for 2023 to get a new leader, we have a transitional body right now put in place so that we will reorganize how we want to live as a union. If that's what you're doing, if all this noise you're making is towards that, I will look at you as a human being. I will look at you as somebody sensible. But you know what? You're not listening. There's no reason why you should not do what Chile and South Africa did. Now, South Africa did their own 1990, Chile 2020. You need to free yourself and your unborn babies from the shackles of Nigeria. One Nigeria, the caliphate, British, one Nigeria. That's what you need to do first. Already you can see all the maneuvering and the criminal permutations going on in the name of politics. Why subject yourself to this thing again? Why? Why are you doing the same thing and they will kill you and you come back again and continue to do the same, wasting the lives of innocent youths? This madness, you went on when they tried to remove Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. You think back now and see what has been happening. It's the same thing repeating over and over. They were dancing, Buhari, Buhari, yes, Buhari is a military man. He will help us to take care of Boko Haram. He will help us to do this, very disciplined. Some people say, Buhari has an Igbo in-law. The other one say, Buhari has an Igbo cook. There was no type of lie I did not hear. Mbaka went on the air singing. Adeboye was doing his own. Bakere was doing his own. They even got together and packaged themselves and bought a ticket for Buhari. A terrorist that executed a pregnant woman. This Buhari you're seeing is the only man, only general I know in this world that gave the order for the execution of a woman pregnant, a pregnant woman. Usually you wait for the woman, no matter the crime, to give birth so that you don't kill two people at the same time. You wait for the woman to give birth. then you can do whatever you want to do. But no, he went ahead and executed them. You people, for 8 years now, almost 8 years, we are living under this. Before 2015, you did everything. You even told us that Buhari had 150 cows, which never gave birth because he never increased. He had 150 cows to show how humble he is. Oh, that Buhari even told you people that you have only one private jet. Today, he has 6 of them. He told you that he will make $1 to be 1 naira. Today, he moved from 250 to 600. 600. Oh, he will stop Boko Haram. No, Boko Haram spread to the entire nation. They even transformed and became bandits, kidnapping and doing everything. My people, can't you see? Can't you understand that these things do not work? You can go ahead because these things are endless. You just keep talking and you not like.
Thank you, my sister. What is the hope? Yes, what is the hope? So let's allow our brother to sort of summarize some of the things that we are hoping for you guys. But if worse comes to worse, if you guys decide you don't want to listen, you don't understand, you're happy, I see my people still taking pictures and praising their gods and Peter, you guys don't know what is coming for you. So I like the fact that these things are being captured in a video so that you can go back and see it when you start burning down after April of 2023. I hope you will listen before. I'm not going to cry for you guys anymore. God forbid. Oh, no, I will not do it. So this is your last chance to get it together. This is your last chance to redeem yourself. This is the right time to get it right. Because if not, begin to learn how to swim because you're going to find yourselves in the Mediterranean Sea.
Thank you very much. You know, it is hope that keeps people alive. Where there's no hope, that's why you hear about people committing suicide and or taking up arms because, look, there's nothing left for us. As it is today, the youth of Nigeria actually have no genuine hope. What is on the table for them is, we will give you some crumbs, and you should be satisfied with that. And we will continue telling you you are the leader of tomorrow. And I wonder how you can be leader of tomorrow when it is still recycled people by virtue of what I had referred to before, your current constitution, that makes it so. The future of the youth lies in those things, the 5 demand or point demand of leaders, because that is what will engender a nation that makes for the equality of all. Because what we have today is that all animals are not created equal.
You know, it's funny how our lives change slowly over time, until one day we suddenly realize that our lives haven't really changed at all. We've only grown older in the process. Are you ready to change your life for the better? At Lamar University, our affordable, flexible online graduate and undergraduate programs are designed for working adults like you. The time is now, and your moment is here. Make the most of it at Lamar University.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. I had to step out. Let's see.
This is a church.
Yes, I might be welded and some people welded than I am. It's natural. But when we started life, do we start life as people who are created equal? I come from a state, I'm from another state, where my child will have to score 139. And I will score 2. And still, with my 139 points, my child will still not be able to get into a unity school. But the person who has 2 points is assured of a place in unity school, which is federal government sponsored, financed. So I have to go and look for a public school for my child. where I will pay through my nose for money that is even difficult for me to make because of also where I come from. That's reality. I've been a lawyer for 40 years, so I'm not guessing. And I have offices all over the Federation, so I'm not guessing. I know the treatment I receive here and there. How diligent they tell you are. But then, at the end of the day, they tell your clients, if you want to continue with this job, remove KOP. Those are my initials, that's what I'm called. Look for another lawyer, not KOP. So, remember, I was not youth. It started from my days of youth. I'm using myself as an example. I'm the pastor who preaches to himself. I don't preach for other people. I preach for my own circumstances. There's a reason I changed the name of my law firm from KOP Adedeka & Co. to Sowa and Mercedes Solicitors. The other one was a branch, Igbo, that's Igbo man. And I knew the hurdles I had to face and overcome, and most times I couldn't overcome them because of the name, because of the region I come from, with all their acclaimed brilliance. And people who were not qualified ordinarily to clean the dust off the books in your library, even though they also had appellation lawyer, will not go and get those fat briefs and ask you to assist them because of where they come from. So I continue doing all that till now that I'm no longer youth. And how do you think that the current youth will do better? When we are more rugged and rugged. I have children. They are youth today. They have graduates. They each of them has 2 degrees. But I can assure you that with all the expensive education they acquired, that because of where they come from, they will not have anything close to the same opportunity as their counterparts who even didn't acquire 1/10 of the quality education they acquired. But they will not come and do the work, and that their counterparts from the privilege, the owner mentality section of the country will be their boss. So the youth will do well for themselves to buy into this. It is actually in their interest. As it is today, I just told you I have children. Even as an Igbo man, every woman wants to have a son and a daughter. I have both. So whatever I'm doing today, even if I'm cut down today, as an Igbo man, I already have people who will continue with the family name. But I'm not going to be cut down because I will go when it's my time to go, and it's not yet my time. But if I say I'm not interested, then I go whenever I like, I'll still feed myself. That will be the truth. But what happens to my children? I want to say my children, I don't mean my biological children, because everybody, that's how we're raised. Everybody who is less than 50 years old is my child in this country. And wherever it is I go to live. So what happens to my children, grandchildren? What is their hope? To have a PhD and come and be looking for Uber to write? Or even in fact Okada? And even that Okada you are going to write, would they even allow you to write the piece? The youth of Nigeria are hereby encouraged, in fact, chastised, to ensure that they buy into this. Otherwise, our situation will be much, 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 much better than what they're going to encounter. When we're growing up, people were not coming to our farmlands to kill us and chase us away and take over our land. If this is not addressed now, in 20 years' time, and I'm putting time to it, by 2041, the youth will find out that they are all, I didn't say most, they have all become slaves to the rampaging owner mentality people. And by then it will be too late. Now, if the youth were to buy into what I am saying now, then we will have a managed transition to not necessarily an Eldorado, because there will be problems in life, but to a situation, to a nation where they will have equal say with anybody from any part of the country. Because now they will determine which one is this our country. What are supposed to be my rights and obligations in this country. if you don't have right currently, what is dressed or the things that are dressed as your rights are actually privileges, because they take it away when they want, they restore it when they want. If our young people, with all the education, their national intelligence, and this thing that I'm saying publicly, do not latch onto this and insist that this 5-point demand be met, then, of course, in 50 years' time, if I'm alive, then I'm punishing myself. What am I doing alive in 50 years from now? 40 years from now, what am I doing alive? Then they will be, oh, that ancestor predicted this. But then what are you doing with the prediction you got but never utilized?
Thank you, my sister. What we're saying in essence is that if you are agitating without a strategy, your agitation is not different from what your fathers and forefathers did 17 years ago. We say, what is the strategy of your action? What is the goal? What is the target? The greatest mistake that Africans have made is not being able to forecast, not being able to look ahead and make plans that you can execute, that you can say step 1, step 2, step 3 until you finish it. We just wake up and we are reacting. We react a lot. We are sentimental. We just wake and react to the situation without planning, putting a plan that might take, even if it's 10 years, 20 years, but at least you have a plan and you are doing 1, doing 2, doing 3 until you finish it. Not that you sit down drinking and whining and then something happens, you react. We need to stop being reactional, but to plan. We want this thing when we are warning our people from Southeast, when they were doing their IPOB. We warn them. We say this thing will not lead you to anywhere. It will lead to destruction and blood. We warn for 2 years on this platform. Did it not happen? In the name of freedom fighting, the once peaceful Southeast has become a den of robbers. Even their governor, Soludo, he came out to call IPOB clear-minded criminal franchise. These were people that were warned. Professor Wala, these are professors. They were warned about IPOB. What will happen? He said, oh, leave it. IPOB is in G. You know, it's what we want to use to scare others. Now, who is getting scared? You are killing yourself. You are killing yourself. Our people kept playing one game or the other in the name of freedom fighting.
Lying to themselves as
lying to themselves. Right from when they had the University of Ope, the one that Wazirike set up. Now Wazirike has told them that it's PVC. So all the people that died, all the children that died for 20 years,
yes,
for nothing. All the innocent people that you people led astray, that didn't go to school, didn't know any better. The same people that are being led astray now, following Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is where he's doing now. All he's doing is model outfits. If he's not wearing Fendi, he'll be wearing one sportswear because he has to advertise them. He has become now who are these people that advertise wear?
A stockholder, right? So
yeah, and a model. He has become model for some of these outfits. That's why I see him wearing the same thing to court. You know, he's advertising it. He's being paid for it. That's what he's doing now. Meanwhile, the boys that he recruited, trained, and armed, Soludo is now calling them criminals, burning their houses down, without asking who recruited these people, who armed these innocent boys, who armed. It's like when the man who played before, like what happened in Northeast. Every day, Fulanis, we are armed by AK-47. How is it that people that are in bush carrying sticks, all of a sudden have AK-47? Do you know how much one AK-47 cost?
$1,400.
Okay. And people are not asking who armed these people. Rather, people are saying, oh, these people are... No. Let's learn to always solve problems from the root. All of a sudden, Anambra, Southeast have become a den of robbers. Youths now have guns, expensive guns, carrying about and doing things. The one that don't have guns will take knife and cut people's head. Nobody is asking who recruited these boys.
No, they are busy visiting the emperor that recruited them.
Yes. And he has a pattern. You see that each of them have an idol that they're using. That idol, there's a time I heard Nnamdi Kanu made them to use 12 virgins to offer to one idol. This is a pattern. Why are people so hypocritical? Why are you not asking the necessary questions? Why are you not getting the people that did it, not the victims? We cannot do this anymore. We need to be honest to ourselves. Freedom fighting has now become criminality and cultism. But where did it start from? From 1999 Constitution. That evil book of Lucifer is what gave audacity to all type of urchins to appear. If they're not doing election, they're doing freedom fighting, all types of criminals. That book is what is giving them opening door for those things to happen. And people will say, so what is the way forward? My sister pulled up the 5 demands of Nina's, because there is a solution on the table. We are not here just to lament. No. We will tell you what the problem is and we'll tell you the solution. We need to stop deceiving ourselves and come clean. We need truth, equity, and justice. And we cannot get it under 1999 Constitution. That Constitution, that Sharia Constitution, rejects democracy and constitutionalism. We have no business being in union with the people that practice Sharia. We have no business accepting Sharia as the official tool of governance, because accepting that 1999 Constitution means accepting Sharia as a tool of governance, let alone conducting election under it. It does not make sense. There's no connection between light and darkness. There's no connection between life and death. We have had military revolution in 1966. And then from there, we had full-blown war and genocide. Now they say it's PVC revolution. Why are you lying to yourself? Trying to eat with the devil. Promising yourself, oh, I will use a long spoon. The devil is going to eat you. It is time for us to cast out the bondwoman and her children from our midst. That's what we need to do first. And you know what? We know how to generate electricity. We do not need to travel or go for pilgrimage to Egypt.
What an insult.
Electricity production. We have enough engineers here, trained all over the world. Why is it that our politicians, we know they're not properly educated, but they keep disgracing us, trying to impress the dumb followers and the illiterate, sheepish followers that have? Why do you people keep disgracing us? We need to have clarity of thoughts, not noise making. Please, people should beg Peter Obi to prepare himself and be part of the transitional government so that we'll have societal reconstruction. Not this jamboree that he's doing.
Oh, Diego.
It's not going to take you anywhere. They will either kill you like they killed MKO Abiola. Remember, Abiola was Yoruba and a Muslim. They still did away with him. They killed him. Is it that they do that? Or they will tie your hands like they did to Goodluck and Osibonjo, the boy vice president. They will make that 4 years you're looking for very useless. Stop wasting our time just because you cannot reason well. When you left Anambra State, what happened to the legacy you left behind there in Anambra State? Oh, I did this, I did this. Then what happened when you left? Did it continue? That's what we're saying. It will not continue. It's a question of try your luck. Today we have good person, tomorrow we have bad person. We go one step forward, 10 steps backwards, one step forward, 10 steps backwards. We are not progressing. Why? Because of 1999 Constitution. Our people deserve better. This system is not working. We need to bring down this system so that we have continuity. When we put the right system in place, irrespective of who is in power, irrespective of who, whether it's from someone from Otueke or somebody from one village, the system will work automatically.
Yep, whether you're sleeping or awake.
Whether you're sleeping, it will work. That is why other people succeed. It is our right to have self-determination. Self-determination is our right. We don't need to beg about it. We don't need to beg for it. You need to understand it. But if you don't understand this simple thing that we're saying, is either you are an agent of the colonial masters or you're a criminal yourself. Because these things are clear-cut. Who give us the 5 demands of Ninas? For those that say they don't know or they've never seen it. We'll read it for you again. We had a constitutional force majeure on the 16th of December, 2020. The meaning of that constitutional force majeure is that we, the indigenous peoples, we are saying we are no more under this Nigeria governed by this Sharia constitution. That we do not want to be part of it anymore. And we put 5-point demand or agenda, if you may, because then it was a demand. Now it's agenda. Because when we put it at a demand, we put notice for people to do. Like, this is what you need to do. Come, let's do it together. And we told you that time that demand doesn't mean that we wait for Buhari to execute it. No, we, the people, we execute it by ourselves.
Yep.
It was a demand when we put it forward and gave them 90 days, 30 days to come, let's discuss and work together. But now it's no more a demand, it's an agenda. So we will go from one step to the other. And we told you that we are running a parallel campaign. If you want, stay in your one Nigeria and be running your stupid campaign. We Ninas, we the indigenous people, the original owners of the land, we are on a different agenda, on different campaign. The first thing is Nigeria is a disputed project since the declaration of constitutional force majeure. This is truth. This Nigeria that you have now is disputed. That's for people that are lending them money. We have told you we are disputing it. It's a disputed project. It's not a project that we are part of anymore. So if you are busy lending them money and doing whatever business you're doing with them, the risk is on you, not on us. Number 2, the constitutional force majeure, okay, I've already told us that the constitutional force majeure was done on the 16th of December, 2020. There is a sovereignty stroke union dispute. That's what that means. Number 2, commitments to decommission the repudiated 1999 Constitution. Desensitization, demobilization, everything is going on, and more people are buying into it. We are committed to it. More people are buying into it. More ethnic nationalities. For some people that get confused, they say, "Oh, when you say ethnic nationalities, you are dividing us." No. That's not. We are. This is who we are originally, and we formed alliance. The alliance means that you identify yourself and then you work hand in hand with your brothers instead of the mixture that Britain did. That one, Britain just put us in a container, mixed all us up, and used knife and divided us. That is divide and conquer. This time around, we are going back to our identity, originally who we are. I will work with Yoruba people, but I'm an Igbo woman. The Yoruba people will respect me as an Igbo woman. I will respect Yoruba people as Yoruba people. I identify them, I know who they are, but we work hand in hand. It's not causing any confusion at all. Suspend the election of 2023. We are encouraging the political parties that are in Nina's alliance territory that they should close shop and not prepare for the election 2023 under the repudiated 1999 Constitution. Somebody will say, oh, you told them, but they're still preparing. If I tell a child, don't go near fire, and the child is still going, if the fire burns the child, is it my fault? We have warned the political parties and told them to close shop, that what we want now is not your election. What we want is to reconstruct the union that we found ourselves inside, the forced union. But if you are stubborn and you want to play that you have money, you have stolen enough money and want to use it to do campaign and confuse people, what will hit you is in front of you. You won't say we do not want you. The next one is dialogue and negotiations with NINAS to determine modalities for a transitional government. That's what we're saying. We need a transitional government put in place now. Now, that transitional government will now carry on the plan for referendum, for every other thing that needs to be done, so that we will redefine the union. And as we speak, that dialogue and negotiation is going on. We are not waiting for Buhari. And we are not doing it on social media, because some people think it's on WhatsApp group that the negotiation. The various WhatsApp groups that we have is just a place to send information to people, so that people will not say they did not hear or they did not see. That's all. The main work is going on the ground. We have foot soldiers, we have people on the ground. Meetings are taking place. It's just that we don't call you when we are doing the meetings. When the meetings are happening, you don't need to be called. We don't need to issue you notice, because the indigenous peoples are living in their land and they are free to have meetings. They don't need Buhari's permission to have family meeting, to have Umuna meeting, to have group meetings, planning on what to do with their destiny. So you see, we are not outside the land looking for permission to enter the land. We are in the land. So the meetings and negotiations and dialogue and everything is ongoing. While you are dancing jamboree with your PVC, we are carrying on with what we need to do. What we said we'll do, we are doing it. Start time-bound transitional government when ethnic nationalities will conduct their regional referendums to decide whether to recommit to or abandon the union. This is where we're going towards. Like we told you, say, is an agenda. The other four I mentioned is already going on. It's ongoing. We are not waiting for you, because we don't need your money to do it. We are not waiting for the money that you stole from Nigerian people to execute it. The indigenous peoples are putting their money into this campaign and this job, and they are carrying on with it. So, but at the end of it, we're going to have transitional government, so that the ethnic nationalities will be able to conduct their regional referendums. The national government will be managing things and plan, which will say part of it is the referendum. And it's multi-regional. So it's not like we are waiting for Nigeria to conduct referendum for us. We keep preparing. It's like you're getting set to go to church. When you finish putting your wig, your shoe, and everything, what do? You carry your bag and you go to church. You don't need your neighbor's permission to say go to church or not to go to church. It's your it's you when you are ready. So we are getting set. We are running our campaign. We are doing our mobilization. We are doing our sensitization, and we are moving. When we are ready, we move. It's as simple as that. My prayer is, are you going to be ready when we will move? Because we are going to move. Are you going to be caught unawares? It's so simple. It's either you come with your legs, with your two legs, and join, so we go together, or you wait until Fulanis are cutting your head, then you run into the camp. The choice is yours. The work is going on. And we want to use this opportunity to commend all the people that are working. We want to commend all the people that are working. They know themselves. We don't need to call your names here, because we know how dangerous the work is. So we're not here to make noise. When you see people that say they're doing freedom fighting and they're making noise, shouting everywhere, they don't have anything they're doing. We were in IPOB. It was all about noise making. Make noise from morning to night. When they gather, they eat the rice and chicken. And that was the mess.
When you come to the meeting, you stay for 3 hours doing roll calls.
Roll calls. He asked us, where is the strategy? Where is the plan? There was no plan. It's just a bunch of people that are uncomfortable with what is going on with the life that they're living. Most of them are abroad because they're frustrated with the slavery they found themselves with, because they ran out of Nigeria thinking that when they get there, that the world will embrace them. No, they entered another type of slavery. Some of them are, if you tell a type of job some people have to do to be alive in that they are abroad, they are frustrated, they are depressed. So they have nothing else to do except to agitate. You know, when you have washing machine will be agitating, but that doesn't mean that that's what will wash the clothes. What will wash the cloth is the detergent you put inside the washing machine. If not, you agitate it from morning till night. After shaking, the cloth will still be dirty. So all the agitation groups, those are signing letter, some are sending letter to UN. There's a strategy on the table. And when you get to UN will refer you to it. If you meet the good ones, so because there are fake people everywhere. If you meet the bad ones, they will collect money from you and use it to go for vacation and tell you, we'll look into your matter. They will just put your file because you're not the only one looking for freedom. Many nations are looking for one thing or the other, and they send it to UN. So when you submit your own, they will file it. When you submit your own, they will file it. But in terms of proposal, NINAS has it. And you know how the white people behave. They are not confused. They plan ahead of time. They know how confused some of you are. So when you come, they know where to place you. Because they cannot be working with NINAS and working with 20 others about the same geographical space, about Nigeria. They already know what is going on. For those that are saying, oh, UN, come. When are you going to come? When will UN step in? Some people will ask, when will UN step in? I say UN is already in. Because they work with strategy, not emotion. I'll leave you, my sister. Continue.
My dear, you said it all. There's nothing to say. I just want to remind our people once again how they're using their so-called celebrities to distract our people. This is the same role that African-American rappers will play here. You will see them, all they're promoting is nyash shaking, breast shaking, showing. All the things that are supposed to be private is now in public. And they know that strategy will work for hungry Black people. And they're using this guy once again, the so-called NSAS guy, to promote their PVCs. And our people are falling for it. So the argument here is that if you don't do the right thing, if you have yourself distracted by people that will not care about you, this guy probably has visa to come here whenever he feels like. You are there following him back and forth, and he's buying oversized jacket and putting it on and giving you his fingers. He will give you all of his fingers when the mayhem comes, when the carnage starts. All we're asking is for people to do the right thing. It's not that difficult. My sister has done a marvelous job explaining step-by-step approach, the framework that Nina has on the table for us to get where we're going. But if we decide that we are going to allow Facebook manipulation to stop this message from getting across, that we're going to allow all the social platforms to stop this good news from going around, when the time comes, my dear, you will all pay. We will all pay. It's a no-brainer. God has given us the tools that we need to get out of this. He's not coming down. No. He's eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm probably going to the market. I don't know what else he does. But he's not going to turn back his head to begin to fight for the child that he has given all the tools. It's like when mama leaves the house, he will leave you with food. He will tell you to do your lessons. All of a sudden, you're outside and somebody is beating the hell out of you when she told you to stay inside. You know how that goes, right? When mama comes back, that beating those people gave you before, she will add another one to it.
Yes, so she will double her own.
She will double her own. So it's the same thing. God is not coming down now. He has given us the Nina's framework. And it's up to us to take that good news and share with our people, because nothing is going to change. PVC is not going to change your life. St. Peter is not coming to change you. St. Gabriel is not coming. St. Atiku and articulating will not, he's not going to articulate anything.
Or the dead as Waju.
Honey, my dear. The least he can do, if you know any of them, is to tell them about the transitional government.
Yes.
For us to get the referendum that we need and decide to commit or not commit. It's just that simple. If Peter Obi is the God you guys have claimed that he is, tell him to do the right thing. He should save his people. He should save his people. It's just that simple.
Can't you see the game they're playing? He went to London, came back, moved all our youths to one side, inside their bag. Can't you see Southeast being repeated?
Oh,
because I remember when the Nina's campaign hit Southeast. That was when these cultic people, general people, recruited Nnamdi Kanu and moved the youths into one confused state. In that state, that's still in that confused state. And we want them here. We want them severally, that this will only set you up for death. Are they not dying now? It's the same thing they just did with Peter Obi. They went and told him, leave PDP, take all these people that are making noise, all these youths that are making noise, lead them to one corner so that you distract them while we do what we're doing. And they will be in that distraction mood until they finalize what they need to finalize. And you know what? We will also be here running our campaign. I was explaining to somebody, I say the Nina's campaign is like life support machine. When people that are running a marathon are running, the life support machine is running along. For people that will faint or die or break their leg or do whatever, we'll catch you. But it's just that by the time we pick you, you will be broken. Your legs are broken, your hands are broken, your heads are broken. We will pick you up, but you'll be in a bad state. But if you can stop this noise you're making now and do the right thing now, we know you're not too intelligent, but just like use common sense. That's why I'm asking. This thing does not require Harvard degree. It's just common sense. Just you think back and say, this thing we have been doing, what makes it that it has not been working? Is it that, just ask yourself that simple question. The answer is not too far. And then you will embrace what works so that this problem can be solved. And you know what? Do you know that once the transitional government is in place, that stability, it will bring stability to the region, and investors will start coming in. Job creation.
And politicians they understand this strategy. You know why? They are waiting for you guys to hand them over that 4 years. How so now? Or they will eat you guys like Oba. Once you allow them to carry on with this election, you will not have a say. You will not have a say. You will be playing for another 4 years. That's it. That's it.
The one that Buhari did is a child's play.
You have the power now to make that change. You have the power now to insist on them to do the right thing. You have the power now to halt the 2023 election. If you decide to go that route, like somebody said, they will congratulate whoever the winner is, and your life ends. Your complaints end because you voted. You said this is who you wanted. If they go in there and rig it and give it to whoever they want to give it, you do not get to complain. You do not. If you try it, you and your family, you disappear overnight. That's it. And the beat goes on.
It goes on.
That's simple.
The killing continues. Every other thing continues. Think back now. You just said 8 years ago that a general is coming to stop insecurity for you. A general could not stop it. He's a trader. Hey, Jehovah. Does it even make sense?
All right. If you want to call in and give us your 2 cents, go ahead. If not, we'll call it a day. We are just leaving evidence.
Yep.
For God is also vindicating himself, because he will tell you, go and watch what the Daughters of Truth told you 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Constitutional force majeure was in December of 2020. So this year will be exactly 2 years. You have been forewarned. God is not going to come down to make any change. God is not coming down to, you will make that change. And if you decide you don't want it, that you want these criminals parading around to continue to rule you, God will continue to be God, and word will go on without end. Nothing will happen. You will perish and pass on, and life will go on. It's just that simple. So stop deceiving yourself, do the right thing, and end this madness. The phone number is listed on here is +1 774 338 0942. Continue to help us to share. Like. You can see they're playing games, but it's okay. Of course, they don't want, the same thing here. They don't want African Americans to rise up. Every time you turn around, it is that they're shooting themselves in the neighborhood, they're killing each other, they're having children out of wedlock. They're the only one that have butts. Whenever you go on the internet, the only butt you see there's black people's butt. They shake it, they rock it. If not, they show their breasts. Is insane.
All distraction.
And I'm marrying circles. People that are carrying money. If you hear the amount of money that was spent in this COVID, you will shake the whole universe. But no, some people didn't get it, but they're busy showing their breasts. What we are saying is that the same group of people, until we tell them that we are of equal and act like it, because it's not just telling them, act like it, then you will get the respect that you deserve.
Act like it, not just saying black and white, we are equal. You need to act like it. Stop acting like babies. Stop acting like toddlers. They give you a few crumbs, you grab, and you start dancing as if something is wrong with your brain. You need to show them that you're responsible. You need to sit down on the discussion table.
My sister, the other day I was watching this show, sorry to cut you off, and I saw, every time you see white person coming to Africa or wherever they have brown people, they are dancing for them. And I said, how come we have never come out of plane and we see some white people dancing for us somewhere?
Say we see trouble.
See trouble. Dancing for us. We are speaking right now. Rwanda is hosting Commonwealth. Instead of using their resources to help their people and take care of their sisters and brothers in all the African land, they are busy getting their country ready for Queen Elizabeth and co to come and visit. Tell me what is good about Commonwealth in 2022.
Somebody took your wealth and said that your wealth is common. His own is his own, but your own is common for him.
It's the same Fulani now. Remember the oil in Jigawa, the oil in Bayelsa belongs to them, and the gold in Jigawa belongs to them. So they are working with the same concept.
Feudalism, monarchy, and all that, colonialism, all the same concept.
And we are allowing it to happen.
We
are allowing it to happen. So God is not going to come down. Mbaka is not going to change your situation. Nothing will change your situation. You begging money and calling all the phone numbers that you see on platform to give you the money is not going to change the situation. Gather your people. We're already in associations. We're already in organization. We're already in all these areas. Gather yourself and push your person to go and do the right thing. If it's in our own area, we'll push your P2B that you guys are flowing. The Atiku people will push Atiku. We have to do this transitional government and not election.
Exactly.
We have to. Nothing should suffice apart from we asking for referendum. If not, my dear, this chapter, this Islamization idea that is coming on, is, my dear, you won't run from it. So go and buy your jihad or whatever. Buy it because you're going to need it. Buy the black one because the brother don't see you the colored one.
Yeah, they will cover them and they will open their eyes more, just for them to see, and then small mouth for them to eat food.
Right. So it's coming. It's coming. And your churches, your pastors, they already bought homes all over the place. They will catch the next flight and leave you there to fend for you. They're already practicing it. Everywhere they go, they have security protecting them. But they have the man of God, though. They're supposed to believe in God and Holy Spirit to protect them. But no, they have real men with AK-47 protecting them. What do you think they're going to do when they start shooting from a helicopter? Duh. You go figure. So
next 4 years, if you don't do the right thing, will be hell on earth for you. Let's tell you.
Say it again, my sister. Today is August.
If you don't do the right thing, yes, today is June 18th, 2020. Next 4 years,
2022.
If you don't, 2022. If you don't do the right thing if you don't do the right thing today, this year, before this year finishes, if you don't do the right thing, next 4 years will be hell on earth for all of you. Then you will not even see PVC to dance with. Because AK-47 will be on your head. And it will be shelling from helicopter.
Then nobody is coming on because you voted. That's what you wanted.
Yes. That's what you
Nobody's
wanted.
coming.
You voted, that's what you want.
Right.
Your dancing will be over then. All these your celebrities that are not educated, you know, they're not educated because all they do is sew cloth and so on face media. I asked myself, I said, don't we have celebrities over here? Why is it that the celebrities and Nollywood people in Nigeria, all they do is show? Their private life is show. Their everything is show. They don't even have a life of their
Fake
own.
people everywhere.
Show. Fake. Fake. Their children are fake. Husband fake. Wife fake. Car fake.
Their house fake. Even their private part is fake. It's not
everything
real.
is fake. Who lives this type of life? When are you not going to be alive? If you spend 60 years of your life living a fake life, when are you going to be alive? And this is the fake life you hand over to your children in the name of celebrity. And people are following these people. A people that cannot even manage a home.
Yeah, they can't
even manage their own lives. Their own individual life. They can't even manage their life. They don't know where they're going.
And we see they have it on air for you to see. They're not even hiding it.
They don't know where their life is going to. Whether it's going left or right, they have no clue. You're following them. If they could think, if they could reason, if they had logic, wouldn't they have a better life? So because they're making noise, you join them. And anything they say, they sell to you. You don't know it's money. Anything they sell to you, you buy. Hey, we are going. Yes, PVC. Do you stop one moment, ask yourself, to what effect? What system? How do we use this to get what we really want? Or start with, what do we even want, Seth? And how do we get it? This thing is not about noise. Where we are is not noise. In ICU, there's no noise. The only thing is here is pion of support machines. So noise should end. People should begin to think critically. Critical thinking is what will deliver us from where we are now. Otherwise, we are finished. I don't care if you keep listening to your fake pastors, because those ones, by the time what will happen, everything will pass away. You and your fake pastors, everything will clear. And then to clear you in your eye.
Everything will clear you in your eye. Anyway, my sister, well done. We have given the message. We'll see you guys next week. Please help us to share, give this information out, summarize it for your friends, let them know the bottom line. The LNC website is there. And like I said, every day they put out a little essay for you to understand what this thing is all about. So you can go there and sort of read most of them to understand what we're saying. We're not here to take away your happiness. So we just see what is coming, and it's very scary for our people. But if you decide that's not what you want, we can only take the cow to the stream. We cannot make the cow drink the water. So it's just that simple. You decide if you want to live or die. Your choice. As we are telling you right now, if they are shooting people with helicopter, you're not hearing it in the news. They're busy articulating you, St. Peter being you, telling you who went to Egypt to go and get electricity, as if we are a bunch of dumb people that don't know how to generate electricity, and you guys are there helling yourself, and the churches are going, if you don't get PVC, you can't come into my church. Your deceit, your lies will not get you anywhere. The day you want God to come to your aid, you begin with the truth. And if you're not about to tell, what is it called? Engage in truth telling, you're wasting your time. That devil that you want, the one you've been eating with long spoon and thinking anytime he comes, you will remove your hand. You won't find out, you will find out that he has a glue. When you want to remove yourself, you will glue yourself from the other side and he will bring you in. It's just that simple. So remember, take care of yourself and take care of yourself and others, so that we will remain to see how this thing pans out. We want to thank Brother Isi Momodu. We want to thank Brother Bidi, Wajo Hachibueze, all of you guys that show up here every day to listen to this good news. Please continue to help us to share. We are all stakeholders in all of this. And if don't be afraid to come on and give us your 2 cents. We are all in this together. And while our people are lying, doing whatever they're doing to themselves, we'll continue to tell them the truth, so that, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It will only be about what they want and how they want it. Okay. So be blessed. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Take care.